In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
All right, welcome to Chaotic Amateurs, the internet's #1 D&D Let's Play podcast. I am your host and DM, Alex. To my right, I have
Dash as Thrakis.
Bentley as Riff.
Red as Zephrys.
Caleb is Scory.
Milo is Ball.
And last we left our adventurers, they had gotten into some sort of arcane academy, been questioned, interrogated as to how they arrived there through the use of a truth circle, was made their case known that they were not enemies, and proceeded to start their way over to the celebration for the end of the war that was going on at the school. And that's where we're gonna go ahead and begin. And let the adventure begin. So, you guys are being ushered over to the party, the festivities. There is a lot going on, colors flying, people floating. Nice. You see a number of alchemy jars that are just pouring.
Oh, well, this is my kind of party here.
Just beyond kind of the windows, you see out into the open. It's still midday. It's nice and sunny. Clouds are in the sky. Yeah.
Before the Archmage leaves us to our own devices, I say, well, Archmage, I have one question for you before you leave us to our own devices at your here party. Are you familiar with local nobility, House Magnus from the old country?
House Magnus.
Do they still have guidance? Oh wait, that wasn't on them, was it?
I don't
Who did
think
you cast
so.
guidance on?
On himself.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
She thinks, Magnus. It doesn't ring a bell. It's not one of the old families along the coast.
Who is it? Do I know?
No.
Oh. No, that's quite all right if you don't know it.
I'm sorry.
It was a shot in the dark, Madam Archmage. I do appreciate your attention to that. Now, I do see an alchemy jar pouring green liquid that's calling my name, if you don't mind.
Just make sure after you guys are finished, let me know where you need to go, and I'll make sure and get the arrangements prepared. And she goes off and starts chatting with other people that look like archmages.
Zephyr.
Archmages.
What? Yes, Mr. Telbrun.
What exactly is your business here? You just come to reminisce and be nostalgic in your old home?
Well, Mr. Telbrun, I am not here to reminisce. No, I am here to assume residency of my family's old estate, which I assume has not been lived in for a generation or several. My family has not resided here in the Kingdom of Usama for quite some time, and I'm here to remedy that.
So, you don't have family here, and
Well, I am certain I
have a house here?
I have distant relatives, Mr. Ball, and I do have a house here. The house is called Chateau de Magnus, and it is where my family resided before they moved on over to where they now reside.
I was under a very different impression.
What impression might that be, Mr. Ball?
That you were an established nobleman.
Mr. Ball, my family's name carries heavy weight around the Kingdom of Usama, as you have seen.
This Archmage doesn't know your family.
Well,
it sounds more like your name did carry weight. Now, no one knows who your family is.
Burn.
Well, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Ball, Mr. Telbrun, I assure you, the name Magnus carries weight, and while it might not be an established, rich-ass name,
Is it a chateau or more of a shit show?
Well, Mr. Wolf, I do give you points for a clever pun.
Thank you.
I am assured by my family's accountants and my family elders that Chateau de Magnus is an impressive specimen of a residency.
I'm curious. Where have you been all these years that have allowed it to kind of fall out of popularity?
What's where my family lives now called? I think you...
So originally your family's from Kuningrik. Some members of the family generations ago went off to Usama. Not much was heard from them afterwards, and contact was lost
Gotcha.
almost a generation afterwards.
Well, Mr. Telbrook, my family is residing in the old kingdom of Kuningrik at the moment, where I was born and raised and lived out my young pup days. Now I am here to follow in ancient family footsteps and find, apparently, the Chateau de Magnus and
So like a
return it to...
23andMe tour kind of a thing.
Good Lord, man. That is very insensitive to people that rely on that for... I'm just kidding. I don't know where I'm going with that. But, well, no, it is not a 23andMe tour. No, by no stretch of the imagination. I am here to return this house to its former glory. Praise the name Magnus on every lips in the streets of Usama.
I'm just going to look around. I'm going to look around the party. What kind of people do I see? What's the general atmosphere? Is there anything that really stands out?
A lot of these people are dressed in similar outfits to the way Zin was. Looks like this is most likely where Zin had resided before. Magical soldiers, or who are stationed here. Differing races: human, elves, dwarves, halflings, gnomes, tieflings.
Anyone with like uniforms that kind of establish them as a higher rank or anything like that?
There was the Archmage Delvana, and she's talking with someone else, a male figure that has similar robes. But yeah, most of these people are similarly dressed as kind of magical soldiers. There's a few people that seem to have a lesser rank, perhaps students or people that do some sort of work for the academies. But most of them seem to be heavily involved in different, magical games or drinking contests. You even see Willem kind of in the corner with another dwarf, just going, drink for drink.
I'll go ahead and just pick up a drink. Also got to check in with Chain. How is he doing as I kind of walk him around?
He as you kind of bring him with you, he stays near, but as you start moving, he's always like a moment or two behind.
Okay. I just kind of look back at him and go, "All right, bud, just stay with me. I'll help you out in a moment. I gotta go talk with these people." You're okay. You're okay. Just kind of give him some guidance.
He takes it.
But I want to watch up to the Archmage and the people that she's talking with.
Okay.
When I look around the room, do I recognize anyone named Desura or Vildrain?
Desura or Vildrain? Make a perception check.
Sick.
And you have a plus...
Yeah,
4.
You have expertise. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be 18.
18?
That's just reminding people of the rules. It's not metagaming.
Taking a look around, you notice the same stuff that I mentioned earlier, the people drinking, people having fun. Looks like just outside there is somebody that looks similar to Desura.
Cool, I'm going to walk up to them. Is Desura a man or...
Female.
Female.
Just take a swing like me.
You got a 50-50 shot.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm going to walk up to who I think is Desura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like she's, has a drink and is just kind of looking off into the clouds. And as you have to kind of exit this room, and it's this nice, well-gardened field outside, and you notice kind of the horizon is pretty close. And then you notice something, you're moving kind of relative to the clouds, and you get the sense that you're not on land. You're on something floating.
Floating fortress.
Yeah.
Bad ass.
And Desora just kind of looks over and sees you and does another look.
Yes.
Thrakus?
Yes, Desura.
Hello.
Hi, hello. And I hug her. And
she
I
comes
pick
in
her
for a
up.
hug.
Can I pick her up too?
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah. She's not a very strong person. This is somebody who's more magically inclined than physically.
And I leave a hand on her shoulder and I get very stern. I go, "How are you?"
Pretty good, actually. The war's over. We don't have to do that anymore.
Yes.
There's a lot of research that's going to be needed in the South. How are you? I thought you had left the
Brigade of Stone?
Yes, I
Yes,
thought
I
you were done
did.
with the military for a while.
Yes, I left and I took up with this wily group. And it's been fun. Freelance work. Do you wave?
Yeah,
You just look over and you see me outside the room and just...
She just raises a glass to you.
I've got my jar of green alchemy juice.
That's Zephyrus. Do you know his family name, Magnus?
Magnus. Doesn't ring a bell, no.
Yeah, it seems like no one
surprise.
does. I'm beginning to feel we're getting swindled by him.
My house of cards is
I mean,
collapsing.
you could check with the nobility if you are curious.
Do you know of a nobleman or woman? Let's be progressive. Who would know of the names?
No one in particular, but if you let someone know in a town in a a place where the nobles live, I'm sure you can get an audience and check his credentials.
Yes. And how's Vildrain?
The drain. Last I saw, they were. This was months ago, but they were fighting Warforged. I don't know where they are now. I hope they're safe, but I haven't seen them in months.
And the Knight Gregor, Fortham?
Knight Gregor, he was actually one of the ones that stormed the Mage's Tower. I assume he's still there now.
Well, good for him. He got me into the whole cord thing, so, we have history and stuff. Anyways, well, I'll let you get back to it. It was nice chatting. And
Yes. How did you come to be here?
it was a funny story. A teleportation circle. A wizard named Julia or Julia, depending on who you ask.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, you're leading a more interesting life than last time we met.
Yes, it's been a hoot. I have stained my axe with many enemy.
Good. Oh.
I'm in pain.
Oh.
But I'll get tough. I'll be fine.
All right.
Excuse me, I have to go. And I run back inside. Okay.
And you see, Zeph, if you're watching, you just see the sigh of relief go over her. She's like, oh, okay. Anybody else? This is a raucous party.
I'm going to start drinking my feelings.
Solid.
And I want to talk to Zephyr. I want to ask you, sir.
What? Yes, Mr. Telbrun.
How long do you anticipate needing to be around this place?
Well, Mr. Telbrun, are you referring to what appears to be a mighty floating castle in the sky here, or are you referring to the Wizard's Party, which, mind you, has some of those half-invisibility potions that people have been drinking, if you know what I mean?
I'm not so interested in that. I have a proposition.
Well, Mr. Telbrun, you aren't normally my type, but I think I can make an exception at a Wizard's Party.
You seem to have some skills, very unique skills, ones that I have not encountered before.
Why, yes, I am quite dexterous.
Conversation is not one of them, but I'm curious. Would you mind helping me get to the Crafters Clan?
Well, Mr. Telbrun, the Crafters Clan, I can't speak to personal knowledge of where that is, but I assure you, any aid that I can give you in your pursuit of the Crafters Clan, I promise it now. I pledge it to you free of let or lien. I swear to you, once I find my house, Chateau de Magnus, I will lend you any aid of which you are in need.
I put out my hand for a predator shake.
And I, too, do that.
All right. Okay.
And then, of
so
course,
I can count on you.
Yeah, and of course I puff on my pipe and I say, here is a deal. A Magnus never goes back on his word, and I hand it to you as well.
I take a puff, but right before I put my mouth on that pipe, I say, oh, by the way, there's a deadly pirate that's after me. And I pass it back.
Nice.
And I walk off to go get some ale or whatever is flowing from wherever.
Oh, it's flowing. Yeah,
Yes.
there's some nice ale flowing, wine. Liquors.
You don't go for the alchemy brews.
A
Yeah,
number.
whatever
You know,
that is.
you see a few people kind of in the corners, and they've got some sort of substance. Yeah, it's a wizard party.
Some sort of substance. I
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
The type of party where I fit in.
Ball, you kind of go up to Delvana there,
Mhm.
and she's like, How are we enjoying things?
Oh yes, of course. Cheers. This is a
yes.
great party. This seems like there's a lot of people enjoying themselves, and I just had a couple more questions. I'm a bit of a curious one myself. I don't know if you recognize that in our little conversation, but you said you didn't recognize the name of Stonengrag?
No. Where is that from?
It's quite a large college. Did we ever establish the continent it was on?
It is in. It's the southwestern continent.
In that area, yes, we have
in Holbrook. It would be the nation.
Holbrook, yeah. We do a lot of commerce and trade, and perhaps you've heard of the Silver Coast.
Sure. I know the area. The Arcane Academies are down there. We do some sort of interaction with them because of they are the leading experts on evocation magic. But no, are you? Oh, the land of Aura.
Yes. That's
I see.
Yeah, that's where I'm from, and that's what actually powers me and maintains me. Like your drink and your food do for you.
Mm.
I mean, Aura kind of does the same thing for my people. But my questions were more regarding these warforges that you've been battling. I've had a little bit of time to study them.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you had any information about who's been creating them, or any research that you've come across.
Lucas.
As far as we know, the mages either created them themselves or they were plundered from some ancient ruins. They are different. They're different than you, the Warforged.
Yes, they're quite different. I walked into a room that had pieces of them scattered about, and they seem to be putting them together at random.
And she kind of tilts her head. Is that not normal?
Very disgusted.
And she just kind of I'm sorry. We don't have a lot of Warforged here in the academies, specifically because of the war. I know that there's a professor that does some work with them in Turalin, one of the bigger cities.
That was one of the places I was going, yes.
Oh, yes. She kind of looks to the other Archmage, and they kind of look through their notes as to what this person's name was.
Not at all mimicking real life.
Not at all. Yes, Professor Tiernan. He's our kind of expert on the Warforged of the Southern Mages. He's done the research. We haven't found a lot of weaknesses on them other than normal ones. Getting the crowns, the circlets away from them is always useful, but keeping them away is foolish.
Yes, we've dealt with a few of them, and we're able to steal these crowns that seem to give them an extra boost of power and intelligence that's beyond the ones that they kind of ordered around.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But I mean, from me to you, I don't know how much more research needs to be done on them. The war's over. I'm not sure what more we have to gain.
Well, there's always the knowledge to understand how these things occurred. Of course, you could appreciate that.
Of course, yes.
That's something I intend to continue to search out, is more knowledge in this. Do you have any way I can contact this Tiernan?
Tiernan, they're holed up in the library of the keepers. If you go there, ask for Tiernan. He should be there. But yeah.
Well, I greatly appreciate you respecting my mind and giving me this information to kind of help me in my research. You're a great help to my college and me. One other question I have is I have a traveling companion with me, and I kind of like gesture to Chain.
Yes.
I need to do some repairs on him. Do you have a smithy or something a tinkerer's shop I could perhaps work with him on?
I mean, we have a small lab here. If it has the tools you need, I would just have to send somebody to watch over you. Yes.
Fair enough.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind.
Oh no, of course. And she grabs one of the two guys that had encountered you guys first, and he kind of comes up. He's like, "Yeah. If you could just show him to the lab and just make sure that everything he's doing is on the up and up. We trust him, but and he's just like, oh." He just looks around the party and is like, okay.
We could perhaps do this later. I've got friends here too.
No, it's okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No,
enjoy your
right
drink, and I
Come
grab
on.
another drink, and I hand him a drink, and I.
Yeah. Well,
we can work on this later.
I can help.
Perhaps later. What's your name?
Oh, it's Campen. Camp.
I will ask for you specifically, Campen.
Okay.
My name is Bull.
Bowl. Like a ball.
You can call me Albert if that makes you more comfortable.
Albert. That's your...
And I don't know that. Dang it.
That's your squishy name. Albert, I gotta write that down. All right. And he goes about his partying, keeping an eye on you, and it's like, are you good? Oh, okay.
And I'll go and join Zephyrus.
All right.
And of course, I'm sloshing my second or third green alchemy drink around. I have now taken to commanding Willem to take the night off, and that he has to drink in my stead.
Sir, that can be arranged. And he kind of just points to the dwarf over there. You see that dwarf over there?
Perhaps that's right, Willem.
All the magic in the world, and he can't. He can't even hold his drink.
Wait,
he can't even hold it.
You're telling me that there is a magical dwarf that can't hold his liquor, Willem?
That's correct. Yeah.
A magical
Willem's
dwarf.
drunk as hell.
At the end of every magical dwarf, there is a rainbow, which is a part of gold. And that I am certain, Willem.
I'm also certain. And he just kind of closes an eye.
Mr. Ball, come on, have you sampled of the green alchemy beverage?
Oh, it looks like it's quite good. You all seem to be enjoying it quite a bit. I actually had a conversation with the Archmage.
And you prefer the blue alchemy drink, is that right, Mr. Ball?
Blue definitely suits me quite well. I was wondering how long you planned on spending here, and if you were perhaps going to be finding your homestead,
Mr. Ball, I appreciate your candor, and I appreciate your preference in blue beverage over green, even though I do not quite understand it. But as you see, I am stuck here at this party babysitting my Batman, Mr. Willem, who is clearly out of his mind and accusing magical dwarves of not being able to hold your liquor. Now tell me of a magical dwarf that you have met that can't hold their liquor, Mr. Ball. It just doesn't make no sense. Now, Mr. Willem here is clearly talking nonsense, clearly too drunk. It would be a shame if we had to leave him in his hour of need after all he has done for us. Now, remember the way he held Mr. Chain.
Yes, he did quite a good job.
He is excellent.
So the impression I'm getting is that you're going to be here for a while.
Mr. Ball, I only plan on being here as long as necessity dictates. Now, that is just long enough for me to have a drink or two and enjoy my time. Or did you forget about the hold that we were in, Mr. Ball? The prison, the magical prison of which people of mechanical inclination were holding us hostage. Now, I might understand that is not exactly a problem to certain people, but...
Well, to me, it seems like it's more important to find out why those things were going on rather than imbibing in such activities that you seem to be enjoying.
Mr. Ball, I take offense to that, and it has cut me to my core and has awakened me to your plight, and perhaps we need to move onward.
I come over and I'm visibly upset, but I'm trying not to show it. You guys have beer? I want some. Which one's stronger?
We have a magical green alchemical
And I
beverage.
pick up the cask and I just start just draining it. I'm like, the only way to drown the pain is to violently pursue your god. And that's what I'm going to do. Don't look at me. I'm really bumming people out.
Mr. Ball,
A circle just spread.
Yeah.
Mr. Ball, do not look at Mr. Wolf. I understand the inclination. How? Maybe perhaps after another drink or two, we get on out of here. Now, aren't there people that you'd like to talk to about your university or perhaps about the war with the Warforged? Certainly there's a way you can use your time here while we enjoy ourselves to this here drink.
I go and find water.
There's water available.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not.
I mean, there's a lot of things flowing, but there's a little kind of magical fountain that has water, and you can pull a cup and drink.
That's what I do.
Perfect.
And then I stay and watch this sordid crowd of drunkards.
It's buffoonery.
This buffoonery taking down their inner key. How dare they?
So yeah, I'm fine with just kind of like hanging out for a while and watching everybody kind of enjoy the party.
Yeah, I get a good solid buzz on.
Solid buzz.
And then
Half a cask.
and then I'm ready to
cask.
round up the troops.
Yeah. And kind of while you're drinking, Wolf, there is this kind of tickle on the back of your neck,
Ooh.
and there's a little rat that's just kind of like nuzzling you as you're drinking.
Skrillex, the bard druid.
There's a little rat nuzzling me?
I
Oh.
was able to kind of climb up on you, and it's just like,
Look at you, sweet rat. Oh, you're so precious. You don't know the horrors of life.
just cozies up to you. Just trying to make you feel better.
Oh,
Thank you.
Mr. Wolf, mind yourself now. Stand perfectly still. You have a rat there on your shoulder. Now,
No, don't hurt him! And I shove Zephyrus.
Ow.
Zephyrus is so shoved. But yeah, you guys have a good time. You drink. You are merry. You watch the events happen. How long do you guys want to stay?
I think if we're here for like a few hours, probably, we
Yeah.
get our buzz, then we'll probably head out.
I was thinking 2 hours. Try to drink as many of
2
the
hours is
alchemical
good.
beverages as possible.
That's a good stay at a party.
Yeah.
I probably would chat with a few people about the college if they know anything about it or anything about Warforged, if there's anything specific that comes up, I guess.
You chat up a few people, you gain some info, people are very excited that the war is over. A lot of people are very excited that they don't have to deal with Warforged anymore. That kind of thread of the war and wanting to kill them does not rest solely with Wolf. Most of these soldiers have fought to these Warforged and are glad to see that they don't have to anymore. They're excited about the prospects of what this new region is going to hold. That's kind of the atmosphere that you get talking.
Yeah, what is
But
the feeling I get from them about me?
make an insight check.
Okay.
They hate Warforged.
That's pretty low. That's a 7.
7. It's
They
tough to
love
tell.
you.
Everyone's kind of drunk. I mean, no one's like calling you gearhead or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
They're not like you, rusty box of bolts.
By towards the end of the party, after I've gotten very drunk and I've bonded with this little rat, I would like to try like ministering to people about my god Cord,
Mm-hmm.
and I start trying to do the little gospel thing.
Oh,
Give me a
God.
persuasion check.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're going Ren 2.0.
Gotta have that goblin.
That's
Yeah.
worse. He's a drunk Ren.
He's a big Ren. That's the worst part.
He'll intimidate you.
Follow my god. Just like a bully pinning a kid to a locker.
Okay, okay.
okay, I'll come to church.
Everything Ren wishes he could do.
That's a natural 1.
A natural 1.
Just drunkenly shouting at me.
Yeah. You've drank quite a bit. You are shouting, you're crying ever so often. You give a impassioned speech about Cord and the benefits of competition and war and bettering yourself, and it falls on flat ears because you are telling this to a painting that is on the wall.
Yes.
Nice. Sick.
I remember this for years.
That's
Canon now.
Yes, that's canon now.
It's in your mind palace.
But after a while, Dilvana comes up to the group and says, "Well, what was everyone's plans? Are you guys staying with us?
We
for
were
the
just actually
evening?"
we were following. I slurped my water. We were actually following this bozo here, Zephyrus. I forget. Why'd you hire us? Just get you to Usama?
Well, to get me to my long ancient family estate.
Right. His estate that apparently no one knows about. So we're kind of just stuck now. I guess. I don't know.
Well, it is true. I was hoping to come in through the kingdom of Usama by its main roads, and we appear not to be there at all.
Oh, you want like a hero's welcome?
Well, no, I don't want a hero's welcome. I want a hero's directions, Riff. Someone who can tell me where Chateau de Magnus
Oh,
might be.
oh.
Is there like
Where
a
is Chateau de Magnus?
Oh, what?
Dilvana is asking.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Well, all I can tell you about it, unless my man Willem, who's now getting ready to sing his fifth song in karaoke.
The chateau. I know the chateau. I got it. And he kind of pulls out of his leather jacket this piece of paper, this rolled. He pulls out of like a leather sleeve. Is this one? Is this right here? And he opens it. It's Chateau de Magnus.
That's right there. If you just want to take a look at the paper that my Batman is holding for you there, Delvana.
And she takes a look at it and says, "Oh, you are a noble.
Well, how about that, Mr. Ball?
Yes, this
I'm surprised.
God, who would be kind of in charge of that area now? This is old. Mira and Pierre in
You're old.
Tourlin. They would oversee that region. They're the ones you would want to get in contact with if you are trying to claim the deed.
I'm sorry, claim the deed. I am certain that there's paperwork required for any such ownership claims.
Yeah, there's certain kind of bureaucratic nonsense you have to deal with the nobles. I have always kind of steered away from it.
Well, I, for
like
one...
the freedom of magic.
Well, good for you. I find that bureaucracy is just as powerful as magic and just as binding. Now, perhaps you could take us to this Mira and...
Tyrlin.
And her friend, or their friend.
Mira and Pierre, they're the lord and the lady of the town.
Perhaps you can take us to Mira and Pierre.
Oh, yes. I can take you to the town.
Well, how will you go there, Mr. Wolf? You and Mr. Ball, you certain that I didn't know what I was talking about. Now, we all ready to go and talk to Mira and Pierre, the owners of their town or whatever.
Well, perhaps we should stay in the night and you can get a little sleep in.
Well, perhaps we get a little sleep in. Perhaps we can get a little bit of leeway.
Madam Archmage, do you have
Yes.
rooms? Perhaps we could stay the night.
If you would like to stay, we can accommodate you.
Yes. Well, I leave it up to my man Willem. He looks out for my best interests.
You see him throwing up in a bucket.
I could use a rest. I've been ministering about my God to court those 12 men over there, having a final supper of sorts.
Oh,
Did you get it? Did you guys get that?
yeah.
I did. That was pretty.
nice.
That was good.
We could stay the night.
Well, if Willem finds it that we should be staying the night, then I think we should be staying the night.
Do you have room with hammocks?
Yes.
Can I have a hammock room?
Of course. And she points to the guy that was going to be helping you camping. As if you could show them some rooms, if you could. And he's like, oh yeah, of course. Do you guys all want one room? Does everyone want a different room? Or
Well, good Lord,
there's
do
a
we
lot of
look
you.
like we are the type to be sharing room? No, I will be taking my own room,
Okay.
and my servants can be taking whatever extra rooms there might
Okay.
Not servants.
To be honest, Zephyr, I'm a little concerned about your health.
be. What's wrong with my health, Mr.
And the
Silver?
one charged with keeping you, it also seems to not be doing well.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well,
It's okay.
You know what? I'll stay with them. I'll stay in their room. Make sure that they don't throw up in their hair. And
And I don't care as long as it has a hammock.
And Campin kind of shows you down the
we
hallway
end up in the same room.
and does some arcane finger movements on the walls, and the walls just kind of move out the way, and there's a door, and you can enter it.
Oh.
And it does it for another room, and another room. Gives you 3 rooms.
Yes.
One of them smaller, has a couple hammocks. One of the and the other 2 have beds in them. Regular old beds.
I go and jump in my hammock.
You just swing in it a little bit.
And I
There's
pull
a
my
nice
chucks out and I have
breeze.
them across my chest like I'm being buried.
Nice.
I will not be waking him up.
Not a good
I
idea.
learned my lesson, yeah.
So camping. Do you care to show me to
Did I attack
the
you?
Yeah, you stabbed me.
the smithy?
Oh yeah.
Are you still
I'll
up for
show
that?
you.
I mean,
No, it's fine. It's
I
fine.
know
It's
you
fine.
had a good time as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just right down here. And he takes you down the hall, and there's a little room that he opens up, and it looks like kind of an arcane research laboratory. There's a lot of scrolls and things like that, but there's enough tinker tools and just raw material that you think that if you spend an amount of time that you can probably work on chain.
I will spend some time doing that.
Give me a tinker tools check.
Oh,
And,
tinker tools.
I say, so camping. You wanted to help me with this? Are you up for that? Still?
Yeah. Let me help.
Does he look up for that still?
We're gonna find out. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
Have advantage.
Advantage? Okay, cool. So yeah, pull out my tinker tools and take some of the metal scraps and the arcane
Mm-hmm.
stuffs. I rolled 2 5s.
2 5.
Oh, man.
So it's going to be 10.
10? Okay. Yeah, it takes you probably an hour, 2 hours to do the work. And you have to kind of remove some of the exterior plating from them, from chain. But you're able to fix the problems that were broken, get the springs back where they were supposed to be, mend what needs mended. And it looks like chain should be fine.
Okay.
It kind of hunkers down into this kind of low just stance, and you hear the gears kind of whir up and spin faster and faster, and he kind of pops up and looks at you with his kind of odd eyes. And it's just very happy to see you, it looks like. The body language is super different now.
Oh, hey, Shane. It's normally not this vocal, right?
You hear the gears kind of just
Chain's
murmuring
never
inside.
BB-8.
Yeah.
Can you send a message to Stonegrad from me?
And gets in the kind of the pose to do so.
Okay, good. Begin message.
Earl Grey.
The Warforge in this region have been changed in an unusual way. Their parts are being interchanged with one another to create moving parts. They're not like usual Warforge. I'm going to be investigating, hopefully going to Turiel. I think that's right. In the meantime, any reports back, I would much appreciate it. And
message takes effect. Does some gears whir, and you hear back, message saved. We'll reply shortly.
all right, good.
And this is pretty normal for your kind of checking in. They will receive the message, and then you'll get a message back at some point in the future. And then Chain just kind of stops what their little pose and just kind of hops around now.
Oh, all right. That
Kind of like gets into some of the.
no.
Oh,
Come here. Stay here.
Yep.
God.
okay.
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 And Camp is just like looking at it like is that your dog or something?
No, he's supposed to be a messenger companion for me. He's acting a little unusual, but he seems to respond to my commands, so I guess we'll deal with it for now.
That's neat.
Thank you very much for your
Yeah, is that all you needed?
I believe that's all I should need. I will just go ahead and take my rest, and I'll meet up with you after everyone else gets up.
Okay.
Perhaps we can get out of here.
Just let us know. And he kind of goes off and is not seen from. But
Yeah.
your rooms are ready. You guys can take a long rest.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool.
As I lay in my hammock,
Mhm.
I go into my backpack of awesomeness, and I pull out my specific shadow monk journal,
Mm-hmm.
in which that like my uncles before me, I have to like write down my adventures. Also part of my in the field monistic training. I got all the basics, and then now I get to leave and go out into the field and learn rather than just study at the.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing my shadow monk specific journal where for the next shadow monk for my family lineage or whatever, and I write down basically the last 12 episodes of the podcast.
Gotcha.
Just this has happened, this is what I did. I talk about how I could fry the thing's brains. I wonder if anybody else has been able to do that in the past, or if anyone's had the opportunity. That's something I'm gonna have to ask my uncle next time I get to talk to him, are you capable of doing this, that type of thing, and maybe he'll have answers for me. But I indulge in my shadow monk journal, and then once I put it back in my my backpack for its safety in its own little compartment, I like to think
Oh yeah. There's
sometimes inside there's a little
compartment.
zipper thing,
Yeah. Your
So I
bag
put
kind
it
of
in its own little
is
thing.
amorphous enough that it can kind of create.
or
its
the
own
Harry
little
Potter
pockets.
trunks with the multiple the Mad Eye Moody trunks where it's
Yeah.
So
Very much so. But
I put it in the
backpack.
journal section and then hide it.
Nice.
Well, because it's got the 8 eyes, right?
Mhm.
What's the deal with the backpack? It's pretty gnarly, but it's you can't steal stuff from me.
Yeah. If you're wearing it, things can't be taken from it.
So let's make it canon right now. Because there's 8 eyes, we'll go Harry Potter, and there's 8 different compartmints. I can kind of almost a file folder and go through.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes,
It's canon.
it's a cool backpack. You
Mhm.
guys
That
don't know
sounds
that I
cool.
have it.
No.
Well, we do now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you
Spoilers.
see me wearing it the entire
Right,
time,
right.
But
Yeah.
it's
I feel. Does it have a patch sewn on it that says the word awesome?
no,
Okay.
no. But the eyes, they
That's
look at
pretty
everybody constantly.
Does
So
it
if you're
follow?
behind me, yeah, they watch you,
Oh, that's creepy.
and you can't steal anything from me. It's awesome.
That's why I'm never behind you.
Ooh.
Well, that and you just think you're important.
Is
so
anything
you're up, right?
happening over the night, or
The night goes well.
okay? I want to
Yes.
get up early. Just
Oh,
Yeah.
before I go to bed, I want to
Mhm.
pray to my God. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah. He spends some moments praying to Cord.
drunkenly.
And you see, kind of as you're
God,
doing it,
what's
the little
happening?
rat just kind of puts its hands together and just kind of waits.
Oh, nice. He prays with me.
Like,
Sweet.
Double the prayer.
Double the fun.
But yeah, you guys get a full rest. The morning greets you. It's a little chilly, but otherwise, a nice day. As you begin getting up, there's other people that are
I'm doing my exercises.
Perfect. There's other people that are in the hallways chatting, making sure that they're getting the things done for the morning, but not too busy. What did you want to do in the morning?
I wanted to get up with the sun.
Mhm.
And so, do I know that this is some sort of floating contraption?
If you stepped outside, you figured that out. Yeah. It's a fairly small little floating island of Earth.
Okay. So this time I'll be doing the same ritual if that's cool. And this time I'll be thinking of Mr. Zephyr because of the conversation we had at the party.
Okay.
And this time, Mr. Zephyr, my friend,
Of course, I'm near you.
It's going to be my goal to
pipe.
never talk
That's
to
right.
Caleb's character the entire season.
Yeah.
What's that?
So it's going to be my goal to never talk to your character so I don't get a fucking tarot reading.
Yeah.
You die. Favorable wins.
That is
Yeah.
my there we go.
That's your motif.
You get 1 luck point that you can spend that day.
What's that good for? How do luck points work?
Basically, you can re-roll.
Yep. So an attack
doesn't
roll,
have to be a
ability
critical
check,
fail
or
or
a saving
anything.
throw.
Yeah.
You can roll the check, and then you can choose to use that point to make a new roll, taking either result.
And this
Wasn't that what rep points were?
essentially, yeah.
Well, whatever. Fine.
No, I'm just asking because I always forget what they're actually
Rep
called.
points were just inspiration.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is
Something we always
Kind
forget
of.
to use.
Yeah.
This one says positive growth and change. However, it may involve a descent into darkness first.
Oh, that's Zephyrus.
So
Get
there you
that
go.
feedback.
So yeah, as you guys wake up, the party room looks like it's been cleaned from the night before. They've got some tables and people are eating breakfast. Delvana comes in the morning and kind of talks to everybody. Says, so if you guys are, whenever you guys are ready to go, we'll go ahead and take you to Turalin. I've been talking with some people. We may want to meet up with you again to get whatever information you had about the hold, but there's a lot of moving parts right now. Just stay tight and we'll get on to you guys. There may be a bit of gold in it for you.
So yeah, one of the things that I did prepare was sending stones as one of my infusions.
Okay.
So I want to take one of them out, and I say to her, if you need to contact us, here's this. It's actually a coin from Stonegrad.
Okay.
If you use this, you can send a message to me, and I can send a message in return.
Oh, perfect.
Maybe when I meet with this, so bad with names, Tiernan.
Mm-hmm.
I could maybe have you vouch for me.
I know of Tiernan. We haven't worked directly with each other though.
Regardless, I will leave this open, and we can perhaps communicate.
Perfect. Yes. If I
the
need to
near
contact
future.
you, I will do so. This is a efficient means of communication.
I got a question.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Of
okay.
course.
So, is there on the way to his family estate?
A Dairy Queen?
Yeah. Can I get a small chocolate cone? Hand dipped. No, is there some sort of I don't know, this sounds silly. This is the only way I can think of it, though. Is there a history shop, or maybe it's like a book, somebody that would know about treasure and lore and that sort of stuff?
Library?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
but I don't want a library. I've got those. No, I want I want to talk to some bozo that knows a bunch of stuff. Can I read? Shut up.
I could help you. I mean,
Yeah, I know you're a machine. Of course you know how to read. Someone has to learn. It's not just nuts and bolts and programming, bozo.
Do we all
Alright.
want to get together and help tutor the kid?
Yeah, we started a
How to
little
read?
private
I
school.
flourish my checks at all of you.
You're PE.
Start a charter school? Yeah, I'm PE.
No, because there's
Religion class.
and also I'm wondering. I and the second ask is if there's there's a branch of the Shadow Decay Guild here that I might be able to get in touch with. But also, I want to know if there's some, because like I am on the search for like a treasure type of thing, and it's like a family,
yes. If you're making your way to Turlin, Tiernan works in the keeper's library. If you're looking for information, the keepers have a lot of it. It's just hard to parse through. There's also the Academy Veritas. They do some more exploration of older things, ruins, things from before the kingdom.
And where's the Veritas people?
They're in Turlin as well.
Okay.
They work closely with the library.
Okay, so I could probably like knock them both out in like one visit.
Yeah. Yes. I'm actually we'll be sending you directly to the library. That is where
that's awesome.
Teleportation circle is.
And then, do you know if there's a Shadow Decay Guild?
I haven't heard of a Shadow Decay Guild. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, we're very secretive.
I mean, that's probably kudos to the guild, huh?
Yeah, we're always in the shadows. That's the deal.
Gotcha.
I know
Okay,
exactly
library
what
it is.
Secret
I'm very-
society is.
He's named it like 5 times in the
I
last.
know.
He?
She has named
She?
it. Show some respect.
They.
Are you all ready?
Hey.
Yes.
Well, I
All right.
guess if we have to go to the library, then so be it.
Takes you to the same room where the teleportation circle was where you arrived. Begins marking off with her mage hand and the new kind of coordinates for a different teleportation circle.
Can I pay attention?
Yeah.
And I make a joke to Ball. I go, hey, don't look at these ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can talk you out of another one. Anyway.
Give me an intelligence check to memorize it.
Uh, 13.
13? You think you have most of it. Memorized.
Got it.
You could use any help. I could maybe cast some guidance for you.
Oh, no worries. I do this all the time. And a big glowing beam of light erupts from the teleportation circle.
I Van Damme 360 kick into it.
Perfect.
I run forward and then just like jump in 360 kick right into it.
So yeah, you go in and you just get taken off to another place.
Casually walk into it.
Boom. Same. Boom.
Yes, and I do a little quick up to my god.
Love it. And Willem just kind of staggers into it.
Just hungover.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. And you as well, Zephyrus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
And then a little rat
I'll be
scurries
the-
in as well.
There you go.
Oh, your pal.
A rat.
And you get taken and pass through space. And you end up in a courtyard with a circle beneath you. This is a well-groomed courtyard. It looks like a gray stone building all around you with two kind of archways that leave it, that go into what looks like a bustling city.
I'd like to make some sort of check so I land awesome.
Give me an acrobatics check. Yes. I would say disadvantage because you're trying to do this through a teleportation circle.
You don't know which way is up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's plus 8.
8?
Disadvantage.
Yeah, you land. It probably looked pretty cool. The best part is you're the first one that went in, so the kind of like clumsiness of it, no one saw that, and you would just landed in a nice 3-point superhero way.
No one's here. Bummer.
And you see there's a kind of a gardener just tending one of the bushes, just cutting things.
Hey, bud, you see that?
Oh, yes, that's good job.
Heck yeah.
Guy's like, please don't talk to me.
And he just goes about his, day clipping the bushes. Looks like that's a fairly normal thing to happen, that you guys just show up here. But you are in the city of Turlin. It's kind of an overcast day. There's a bit of a chill in the air, but the sound of the city is present. Sounds like this is a fairly busy city. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. And we have a iTunes review. Caleb, I think you've got that.
Yeah, from Elvin Knight. Title says, A Sick Podcast. I got sick and my eyes were aching and burning like crazy. So
Oh,
I
boy.
asked for podcast recommendations, and my cousin, Shadow7, a.k.a. April.
Longest fan.
Yeah, she's badass.
OG.
Stay safe up on those roofs. Recommended this podcast. I started on iTunes around when Peleus was introduced to the crew, and it's a good listen. Even though sometimes they really don't think things...
I'm not sure what he's
Accurate.
talking about.
Even though sometimes they really don't think things through, it only makes it more entertaining. Can't wait to catch up.
I'm glad that person thought that my seasons needed thinking through.
I take offense.
It's a compliment, really.
We thought everything through.
Well, hey, thank you very much for reviewing. If you want to get in on the the review to air process, just leave us an iTunes review or on your podcast app of choice. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, and tag us and do a little screenshot, and we'll read it on air. And that's how it is.
Thank you for joining us around our proverbial podcast table. I've been your DM, Alex. To my right, I have
Dash is Mr. Wolf.
Bentley is Wrath.
Rhett is Zephyrus.
Caleb is Scory.
Milo is Bowl.
Thank you guys very much. Go ahead and grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.